What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live and effect on this Sunday night. What's good with you guys, man? How's everybody been? It's been a while since we had this original format put back into play, but we are back in here. Yes, indeed. Had one thing after another. And those of you who are following the Telegram channel, you have seen that the channel was actually some of the things were suspended from the channel because there's a show that from 2021 some information was said on the show they didn't agree with pertaining to certain medical things. We'll put it that way. They didn't like, so they went ahead and ixnayed the video and put us on a temporary hiatus. But we back here, man. We got in the chat. Alfonso Morales, what's good, man? Good to see you here. Yes, indeed. Civic Maker, my man, perfect attendance as usual. What's up, Civic Maker? What's good with you? Truth is here. What's up, man? I see you on a bunch of channels commenting, man. You out there spreading that good knowledge. Good looking out. Carl's in the house. What up, Carl? What's good, man? He got the family crest on there. I see that. My man, Big Tony, taking W's left and right. What's up, Tony? What up? What's good, D? How you feeling? How you feeling? And Mounting Flame, what's up? What's up? All right, we got the usual suspects in here, basically the regulars. But yeah, this week, man, was basically my body is almost full, just about fully adjusted to the time zone on this side of the world. So I've been getting my sleep and all that good stuff, but just doing a whole bunch of other things in the process. You know what I mean? I got some things cooking up. You know what I mean? I got some things in the works that I'm putting together. Been doing some reading. I'm gonna tell y'all need to go out there and grab that treatise on false arrests. What is it? Treatise on arrests and false imprisonments and tricks and traps of court. There's a 4-page PDF you guys should take a look at. It's gonna come in handy if y'all out there defending y'all rights against these corrupt individuals. We're trying to stomp all over them. But yeah, I've been doing some reading, man, putting things together, talking to different nationals, listening to people's stories about their run-ins with certain uh, three-letter agencies. You know what I mean? But we still moving, man. We still moving. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about some of these videos I've been taking a look at this week. Some of these videos are a couple weeks old because I wanted to show y'all last week, but for circumstances beyond my control, I could not show you. But we're not in that situation now. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, let's take a look at this one right here. I actually saw this a few minutes before we even started the show today. Take a look at this.
Through mazes and challenges. The Japanese are so clever at this. They designed a nutrient maze replicating Tokyo in the Japanese subway system. Put oats, which is a nutritional source, they kind of aggro map. The main oat was where Tokyo was. They inoculated it. Then they let the slime mold grow. And first it grew out randomly. After 28 hours, it reorganized itself in the most efficient way possible and reorganized the Japanese subway system in a more efficient manner than it's designed today. Thus, this is a demonstration of cellular intelligence.
Whoa. Yes, indeed. That one took me by shock because it was brilliant. The Japanese took they wrote their subway system. They tried to create a more efficient subway system that's better for the environment and the whole 9 yards, saves on gas, materials, labor, and it's quicker, supposedly. So what they went ahead and did was they created a map of the actual subway system, and they put oats in certain places marking the subways itself, like each station. Then they had the slime mold actually grow on top of the transparency. 28 hours later, what they basically saw was the cell itself, or the slime mold itself, being basically a cell, created the most efficient point A to point B from each oat to drain the nutrients of such. And this remapped their whole subway system. That's brilliant, man. One thing I talk to people about, when people say things like muscle memory, it's very interesting the concept of muscle memory, because if you really think about muscle memory, it's basically just your body adapting to the information that you put in it and reusing that information at any given time, pulling up the old data. So let's say boxers, for instance. Let's say you got a boxer who's boxed for 10 years and retired, you know what I mean? Let's take Customato, for instance. Uh Mike Tyson's old boxing coach, his original boxing coach. So if you look at Customato when he was training with Muhammad Ali, Customato looked like he was about 80, 85. And the video is somewhere on YouTube where he was play sparring with Ali. They weren't really fighting, of course, because that would just be crazy. But Customato's reflexes and footwork, even though he was a senior citizen, were quite crisp and sharp. I was like, yo, I wouldn't fight his ass. But he was very sharp, man. It goes back to muscle memory, but muscle memory, I still believe your cells absorb the information and the knowledge, because cells they're basically pretty much smart, as you can see from what the Japanese just used. They have a smart way of exercising, or excuse me, executing certain tasks. So if it's a task of muscle memory, that data has been stored in those cells. So once you start doing things like working out and stuff like that, or boxing, for instance, your cells has already absorbed the information. You know what's crazy? If you all remember Dragon Ball Z, there was a enemy named Cell, and there was one point where Cell was able to regenerate his body, because if any of his cells are left after he gets destroyed, it was able to regenerate his whole entire body, because the cell holds the memory. So there's one part where his whole body got basically destroyed, but there was one cell that was left over, and because he had achieved a certain level of power, he was able to regenerate his whole level back to that level of power he was at, because his cell remembered that level of power. And this is the Japanese making this cartoon in like 1993 or something like that. Might have been older than that, but they tell us first via the entertainment. They letting you know what time they on. But that was some interesting stuff. But yes, muscle memory and cells, they go hand in hand, if you ask me, man. Martial artists and things like that, certain reflexes. You guys ever heard of old man strength? I've rolled with some guys that were like not senior citizens, well, not senior citizens quite, but like, uh almost 50 years old. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can even consider that a senior citizen these days, because I'm gonna tell you, 50-year-olds are looking younger and younger. I remember guys that were supposed to be 50 back when I was younger, they looked older. But now it seems like the guys are looking younger now, around 50. But anyway, I digress. They called it old man strength. you know, that body has been doing this motion, grabbing like we grab the gi. That body's been doing this motion for over 20 years. So that even though he's not muscular or nothing like that, that strength is definitely there, because those cells have adapted to that movement, man. It's just interesting. The body is amazing. It's the most advanced organism on the planet, if you ask me. Who else we got in the chat? I got my man Bad Wolf. What up? What up? What up? Good to have you here, man. Yes, indeed. Supplanter, what up? What's good with you? Fred Mitchell, what's up, man? A lot of you guys, I seen you commenting on other channels. That's good stuff. I downloaded the treaty PDF. Okay, that's what's up, man. I always ride the slime over mass transit. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a picture of a Chinese scientist in Beijing created a baby dragon. I saw that. They used like different cells from reptile. I think they took like a Komodo dragon or something like that and used the Komodo dragon for base cells, or one of them animals. They used it for the base, and then they added different twists to it, and they created a dragon. I don't know how real it was, but like I said, man, nothing would surprise me now. I saw that. It is increasingly difficult to discern the truth to so-called video testimony. Tell me about it, man. Especially with CGI being how interesting it is. Man, CGI is crazy. I saw a video of Tucker Carlson from Fox News, and you guys remember how much of a whack job, not a whack job, but a crazy mofo this dude is, and he's talking about how uh 304. I'm trying to watch my language because they watching me. 304s. Y'all know who 304s are. Hopefully, ain't S sugar honey iced tea. And he was going off. All he want to do is do this and that. I can't say, but it looked like he was actually saying this, and it was supposed to be computerized or CGI makeup, and the voice was supposed to be CGI as well. But it sounded and looked like he was actually saying this, man. And this CGI has gotten completely off the meat rack. It's crazy now because you literally cannot tell the difference. You know what I'm saying? You really just have to like look at it and decide what you believe. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Senior citizens almost 50 years old. Yeah. Nah, I don't. I wouldn't say that. I was just making a point. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the strength with the arms. But yeah. Let me see here. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now, this I found interesting. Let's get to that later. Let's get to that later. I got you. Let's get to that later. Let's take a look at this one right here. So this is I'm not sure where this is, but this is a warehouse and it looks like the trucks and the forklifts that are supposed to be carrying boxes are completely automated. And back in the day, you used to have a man on the back of that bad boy operating. You'd have a man on the back of it, lifting the crates and the boxes up, putting the crates on top of each other, taking it back to the other side of the room. You know what I'm saying? Now you just have all these things doing it themselves. I don't even know if they're remote control. These bad boys look like they just figuring it out as they go along, which is crazy. But yeah, more jobs gone, man. The automation of the United States of America. More jobs gone. Yeah, you got everything going digital. That's why I tell you guys, man. Watch what's happening. Keep your eyes on everything that's happening around you because things are rapidly changing. You can try to slow it down as much as possible, but there's only so much we can do. All right, take a look at this. This was in Santiago, Chile. Can you guys see that? It might be hard to see, but that's literally there it is. That's a pentagram in the sky. So it looks like the chemtrails have been used to connect a large pentagram in the sky. Now, there's not much description of this video telling exactly where it came from, who did it, of course, but it's very interesting, man. You know that the whole ritual thing. You know what I'm saying? Um, Doing it over certain parts of the skies and things of that nature. That's interesting. But yeah, keep an eye out for stuff like that. I remember back when I was younger, when I was heading out to work, I came out. I would come out some mornings and there'd literally be checkerboards of that shit. Like it literally be 7 this way, 8 that way. You know, it looks like little squares. It's like it's a chessboard or something. You know, and then of course, 2 hours later, the sky would be really murky and the sun would be hitting. Then you start getting sick. You start not feeling well. I'm sure it was a coincidence, right? But yeah, that's insane. But yeah, these things are being done, man, on a regular. Just keep your eye on stuff like that. Make sure you try to keep your body in as good of a shape you can keep it, so you can make sure you're strong enough to endorse these types of sicknesses. Another thing you guys should know too, man, this food we eating over here is complete garbage. I got real sick when I came back from Philippines. I got stupid sick. Like my I had like a head cold or something. Like it wasn't, I'm not gonna say real sick, but it was like a sickness or whatever. But it's like, yo, why the hell am I so sick? And it probably lasted for about a week. But I'm telling you, man, it's something up with the food here. The food here is super sus. Because when I went over there, man, I had no issues at all. Like the food was good, you know what I'm saying? The fish was really fresh. The vegetables was fresh. The fruit was like literally pulled right off the tree. You know, I had a big coconut. When I went over there, coconut and the top was chopped off of the coconut, and then they punched the membrane with a straw. And I was drinking the coconut juice. It was refreshing, bro. It was really nice. But let me tell you something. That coconut juice will clean you out. I was back and forth. I was back and forth for like 2 days, man. But it's really good for you though, because it's supposed to be very hydrating. You know what I'm saying? Puts hydrates your whole entire body and it cleans your system out, which is always a good thing. You always want to have your system cleaned out. But yeah, try to make sure you guys take great care of yourself, man, because the food they're putting out for us is complete trash. We already knew this, but in contrast to the stuff I was eating over there, it was a shock for me. I'm like, holy crap, what in the flying hell is going on here? My body had to get readjusted to the time zone and the food. What in the world was that unmanned power lift? Yeah, I've never seen one of those before, Walrus. I've never seen one of those. I've never seen an unmanned forklift. Usually those things have a man on the back of them and they've got a giant motor that sits behind a dude, I believe. And the forklift lifts the boxes up and stuff. You know, they make the argument less chance of human error. They don't have to pay a human to actually do the work. They would say it saves money, and these things are supposed to be better for the atmosphere because they're electric. We know that's complete horseshit by now, but these are the excuses they make. But slowly but surely, we're watching the takeover. You know what I'm saying? I saw a guy had gotten people been starting to get arrested for switching the labels. Like they'll go to a supermarket and they'll switch the label, so they'll take like an apple or something like that, and not even an apple. They'll take like a bag of peas, and then they'll switch the label to some other stuff, and go to self checkout, and they'll get it and then just leave. And apparently, from what people are saying, these things take a notice of who's doing that, and they come down on you eventually. Like you do it after so many times, they just come down on you. I think the limit you can hit. Don't quote me on this. It might not be this low, but or this yeah, this low. I think it's $1,000, up to like 1,000 or something. It becomes a felony or something like that. So they wait for him to rack up enough debt for it to be a felony, and then they come to lay the smackdown on him. But yeah, man, if y'all moving out here like that shaky, I would recommend you be be on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that much. Be on the up and up because you know that the big brother's watching you. You know them things are constantly taking a picture of your face and stuff like that. There's a video. Matter of fact, I think I got the video right here. But there's actually a video I had saw earlier that was interesting because it was talking. Here it is right here. I'm gonna show you guys this video. But if you have an iPhone, you need to be aware of this. I don't know if Androids do it or not, but if you have an iPhone, because I think iPhone has the front flash. I'm not sure. Let me show you guys. Here it is. Right. I'm not gonna turn the sound on because the music is, you know, they trip over music on here. But take a look at this. iPhone's taking a picture of you without you knowing. The only way you would know is if you use an infrared light. They talking about iPhone might be the mark of the beast and such. But look at this. They looking at this guy with a thermal light, rather, and the iPhone is taking a picture of their face every few seconds, and they're not hitting the picture button. They're just scrolling through it, and it's taking a picture of their face every so often. And you got to use a thermal light to be able to see it doing it. That's crazy. That is insane. I was never an iPhone guy, man, because I never went with the flow with that. But yeah, if you got an iPhone, you need to be aware of what's going on because you don't see it because the way the flash happens or something like that, it doesn't trigger the sensitivity of your eyes, but it's taking a picture of your face every so often. You know what I'm saying? Information you should probably know. In the warehouse. Loyalty over royalty. What's up, champ? Greetings, brother. Grind time. Facts. I just left the grocery store with one live cashier, clerk in sight. It was all AI form of grocery checkout. I told you guys, man, to keep them people because the people are goofy as hell because they don't realize what's going on. They're gonna continue to use the AI because they're gonna figure it's more convenient. But what they don't realize is when you have a whole entire fleet of AI, If you got a problem or something like that with your purchase, now you got to talk to a goddamn computer. A lot of people, when they call those phone lines, they don't like talking to automated systems at all. They want to talk to a representative. You know what I'm saying? Because a computer's not going to be able to handle your complaint. Well, what the fuck do you think is happening when you keep going to use self checkout and when you keep using AI to check out and stuff like that instead of going to see a human? You're creating less and less demand for humans to be there and more demand for AI. You know what I'm saying? So when you guys go to check out, man, I would do what I do. Go to customer service and all that stuff. They have a cashier there. You can actually go to customer service help, take all your groceries straight over there. You can pay for everything that way. And check it out. A lot of times you'll be right out because people don't know that. It ain't no line. You go to Christmas time. You go. Let's say you're going to pick out some stuff for your children if you guys still celebrate Christmas or whenever you go. Whenever it could be Mother's Day. It doesn't matter. Today is Mother's Day. Going to get cards or something like that. The line is long as hell. People doing last minute shopping. Man, go back to the electronics section. Anything in the store that you can buy at the front register, you can pay for in the electronics section. You can also pay for it at customer help. So I mean, these are alternatives to you just standing in the line looking like a dingus or waiting for AI to bill yourself out. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of help for you guys. Did you do the SS5 for SSI to correct your status? No, I didn't do the SS5. I have the UCC1 file though. So the ends legis is the ends legis. That ain't got shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Some people say that the copper wires they use for electro culture can make the chemtrails go away quickly. Copper wires for electro culture? How would that happen? I wonder how to. I need to look into that, Ray, because I would be interested in knowing something like that because that's how would you go about doing that? I guess would be the question. Speaking of SS5 form, I discovered the SS5 form that's especially for non-citizen nationals and foreigners. I actually know about that one too. I never seen or heard of it till today. I resent it and used that form instead of the SS5. Yeah, I actually heard about that. The non-citizen SS5 baby monitors do the flash also. Yeah, yeah, they do. But those, you're aware of the baby monitor. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're just scrolling on Instagram or something, you're not aware that shit is taking a picture of your face. But I'm pretty sure it's in the clause somewhere when you download the app. Like we have the right to take a picture of your face whenever the fuck we want to. You know what I mean? Section 302 of Public Law 94-241. For real, Android taking auto slap. What is it? What is the form? The form is are you talking about the SS5 form? It's the SS5. What the hell is it? What is it? A SS5 NR? I can't remember. It's some y'all got to look up both forms. They on YouTube. What is it? Not YouTube. They're on Instagram. Keeps they're on Google rather. You can Google it. Yeah, this Mercury retrograde is crazy because, dude, I done literally seen people get into stupid ass arguments over nothing. So there's a lot of confusion and stuff like that. So I've been tripping my damn words up all day. My man said, Sestic AV Trust Administrating. Yeah, I know about the Sestic AV Trust. People talk about that a lot. Great to see you back. Six Ghost, what up, man? Good to be back, champ. Yes, sir. Android Android phone taking auto slap shut. What time is it for real? What does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Customer service is busy. Always scammers returning stolen merch. People return stolen merch. Is that a thing? Wow, that's crazy. Frito Lay has the robotics here in Georgia, fully automatic to package, box, palletize, and shrink wrap the pallets. They run off a wire embedded in the cement floor to guide them over to the plant. What the? How much? No, that's my question, yo. To put all of this infrastructure in play, this had to be done around the time when the lockdowns occurred, man. And how much did it cost? Of course, it would be cheaper than actually hiring people. This is why they do it. But how much did they actually spend for that out of pocket? I did the UCC long time ago. Facts. I did the SS5 for status correction. Yeah, a lot of people have. Nothing wrong with that. The only difference I see the SS5, you change the you charge to other. That yeah, it's the SF. Okay, it's the SF. Rebut the presumptions. Roman Canon Law 322-812. Presumptions of court Adrian. Y'all are spitting. SS5FS. Okay, there you go. There you go. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. That's the form you guys are asking about. I believe it's the first platform to even bring up the SS5 SF. Yeah, I'm surprised that people didn't know about that already. I actually found it back when I was doing the uh looking into the SS5 process as well. Scammer payback is pure entertainment. I'm gonna have to check into that too. Donald Trump UCC got a hefty collateral secure party downloaded his UCC yesterday. Yeah, people say you can look at the way Donald Trump formatted his information, and you could take a lot of notes and adapt to that too. Because apparently, the way he did a lot of things is pretty genius. Because the rich guys all format their stuff like that. They all have their things in trust or estate, or they're using their like Trump. We talked about this on this channel too before. He actually buried his ex-wife on his property, and then he declared his house a what is it, a 501 something trust, where it's basically like a funeral home or something, burial ground, I think. And then once you have it declared as a burial ground, the house becomes tax exempt, and I believe it's immune from court uh what is it, court rulings or decisions or something like that. So the property can't really be taken via court decision or something like that, because it's got bodies on the property. You can't disturb the dead. So, it's very few things that a corporation respects, but trust and stuff like that, and the dead, you know what I mean? The actual physically dead is one of them, you know, the Constitution, that type stuff. De facto corporate offers the contract, just say no. Goddamn right. And it's funny because they'll ask you over and over again, like if you're dealing with like a police officer, they keep asking you the same question over and over again because it's a recontract. You know what I'm saying? So they say, um, for instance, they be like, um, "Why are you driving with no license? I'm traveling. Why are you driving with no license? I'm traveling. Why are you driving with no license?" He keep asking me the same question, but they recontracting with you. It's an offer. You know what I'm saying? They ask you the same shit over and over again because they're recontracting. You know, it's the way they teach these police officers is very interesting because they try to tiptoe um around violating your rights, but a lot of shit they actually do does. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the what is it? The what is it? The treatise on arrest and false imprisonment. It actually says in that bad boy, any detainment, and you can look this up yourself. The PDF is free. Any detainment at all is an arrest. And they have to have a warrant. Any detainment is an arrest. If you cannot go where you want to go because law enforcement told you you cannot, that is an arrest. And that requires a warrant. Says it right on there. It's actually case laws to back that shit up too. I was blown away when I read that book. I was blown away because I honestly did not know about that. You know what I'm saying? Still learning. Facts is my format from here on out. Respect. That's the form I use. SS5 SF is different from the SS5 form. Yeah. See, that's the thing, yo. If I was gonna move with the SS5, which I'm gonna do it eventually, the SS5 process, I'm using the SS5 SF. You know what I'm saying? If we really want to change our status properly and correct and rebut the assumption, that's how you do that shit. For real. My daughter got a passport book today. She used my template that I created. I don't know about the stars till she gets the card. Yeah, you always get the book first. I'm telling you, when I got my book, I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Because I was still carrying my license at the time when I still had a license. So I went ahead and was like, "All right, let me go ahead and you know, turn this grab this passport, put this license away, and just carry my. I was carrying my book around. I hate carrying a book. It's super inconvenient because it's just like, yo, it's stuck to the back of your leg. It gets moist from if it's hot outside, the body sweat might make the pages moist. It's a little annoying, but the card was great though, because when I got the card, the book was put away and the card was carried. And, I ain't keep no license on it. But yeah, is it FS or SF? I thought it was SF. Is it FS? It's one of them. You put that in there, they'll correct it for you in the search engine. I offer for you to continue to travel in public roadways for say 1,000 Federal Reserve notes. So you talking about the Yeah, you can definitely counter offer, man. They gonna think you crazy because they don't know what the fuck is going on. They really got these police out there crazy because at the moment they do something wrong, and you know what I mean, the hammer get brought down on them. They dodge and hold their hands up like shit. We ain't got nothing to do with that. You the one told them to do it. Now you just trying to hide your hands. Words of the state of tired. They need rest for super facts. Super facts, sir. I want to salute you for analyzing the Quantex traffic stop and showing us the proper skip tracing and use uh, post office general delivery. I don't know, yeah, the power. I don't know about the skip tracing thing. I don't specialize in that, but I will say this, your address should not be put on nothing. Like, nothing. Your address goes on nothing at all. Your address don't even. I wouldn't even put. I don't even. I wouldn't even memorize my damn address. Like, fuck that. I mean, nah, man. General delivery all day, man. You know what I'm saying? General delivery all day. I go to my trustees all the time when it's a holiday or something. I take my trustees usually give my trustees love me at my post office, man. They take great care of me. And one of them even saw my stop. They was like, I saw you on Instagram. I was like, oh, you saw it, huh? A lot of people was, sharing the video. You know what I mean? I just wish the damn thing got as many videos as it got on some of these other platforms on my channel. But we slowly still getting a trickle of other people finding their way over to the channel from you know what I'm saying? Here's the deal, which is what's up. Shout out to Here's the Deal. Thank you so much for looking out, helping us out over here. But I can't complain because we got a huge boost in subs. I got about 2 grand subs from that. You know, I like to be able to hit them to Quan X Bad Wolf numbers. That'd be nice. Finest thing walking numbers. That'd be nice. But slow build, I guess. Slow build. That's why I tell y'all, man, if y'all can share the video, that'd be great. Slide me a donation, man, for my time and my bravery and constantly unwavering ability to bring you this information and show you how it's done. Y'all can slide me some kind of donation. That would be excellent. I'm telling you. Show your gratitude, man. The information is free. But my time, on the other hand, is a whole different matter. The bookstores can be seen with a black light on the edge. Yo, I tried that. I actually have a black light right here. I tried that, and it didn't work. So maybe I need to get a UV light or something like that, because this isn't a UV light, I don't believe. Custodial arrest. Yeah, it's arrest, a traffic arrest. You know what I'm saying? You look at the paper. If you get the incident report, it says right at the top what kind of arrest it is. It's a traffic arrest. If you get pulled over, it's a traffic arrest. Can you go where you want to go? No, you can't. Then you are arrested. Just because people think you got to be in jail to get arrested. Nah, you get arrested just if a police officer come up, if something happened, right? Let's say you at 7-Eleven standing outside on your phone, something happened, a bunch of people get their ass whipped, 3 people left on the ground bleeding. And let's say they come over to you and ask you, um, we have a few questions for you. Am I being detained? Yes. Well, then that's an arrest. Now you're under arrest. You know what I'm saying? They're investigating a crime and they can only arrest you. You can only be detained per such for the investigation of a crime or felony is taking place or about to take place. That's the facts. The word salad they use is the whole detain thing is an arrest. You can only be arrested for a misdemeanor or a felony. You know what I'm saying? So there you go right there. 100% facts. Case law is case law, man. And the funny thing is, I be hearing police use case law. Oh, you got to get out of the car. You got to get out of the car when we tell you to get out of the car. The problem with that is, they'd be like, oh, case law says you got to get out of the car. But when it's case law saying that you got the right to travel, they don't want to hear that shit. So you pick and choose what case law you want to uphold and force. Got you. I mean, just keep it a buck. Like I would rather motherfuckers be like, look, we don't listen to that shit, man. We don't listen to none of that. We don't care about none of that. We're gonna violate your rights today. Fuck your rights. Fuck your right to travel. We're gonna pull you out of the. You're gonna get the fuck out the car. We're gonna take your. We're gonna take your property. We're gonna violate your Fourth Amendment. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. For the record, just say that shit. You know what I mean? Make it easy on both of us. Make it easy, all right? But nah, they ain't gonna do that. They gonna tiptoe around that shit. I gotta look to see. I gotta look at to see SF or FS. That's crazy. Just downloaded today. Yes, indeed. Glad you could check that information. Everything requires mankind's free, uncoerced consent to contract. Oh yeah, it's all contracts. Yeah, you're absolutely right, James. It's always contracts, man. It's always an offer. You know what I mean? They make it seem like it's mandatory, but that shit requires your energy. It needs your energy. You know what I mean? The U.S. corporation, it needs U.S. citizens' energy. It don't need no Federal Reserve notes because Federal Reserve notes they can print them up at will. They got all the Federal Reserve notes they need. It ain't about no Federal Reserve notes. It's your energy. Your energy is what backs the Federal Reserve notes. It's not backed by gold and silver. It's backed by the fact that you get your ass up every day and go to work. You know what I'm saying? And keep the machine turning. That's what it's backed by, and that's the facts. It's SF means standard form. Okay, yeah, I thought it was SF standard form. Yeah. What up, Tim? Tim, good to see you here, man. Got the license with general delivery address. That's what's up. Hey, like I said, if you want to have a license, it is your right to get a license. You have the right to contract. I'm not telling nobody. I'm not saying to nobody you got to get rid of your license. Nah, I ain't saying it. I want you to exercise your right, whatever right you want to exercise. All right. If you want to contract with the state in order to drive commercially, that is your right. You have the right to contract unlimited. Facts. So if you want to get something like a driver's license, you can do that. But I I still tell people make an intelligent signature on that contract. You know what I'm saying? You can change the terms on the contract. It's a unilateral agreement. A lot of people don't even know if it's a one-way agreement and you change some of the terms, ain't nobody really there to contest the shit. Like I've actually done that before. Sent the contract back and modified it. Not, once they keep the contract and they don't send it back or something like that, or reject the contract, then we got a deal basically. That's facts. So that's what it is, man. But yeah, general delivery on the address, that's perfectly fine. You could do that. And then preserving your rights. UV light on the endorsement page. Really? Okay, the endorsement. I got a U. I'm gonna have to hit it with the UV light. I got one at my shop. I'm gonna have to hit it with. See, I got all kinds of tools up there. But yeah, I'll take a look at it probably tomorrow if I remember. So you can see the stars, huh? Abatement of Contract, The Book of the Hundreds by John Quad and Randy Lee. So James is dropping some gold for you guys. You guys need to be reading his comments. 4 stars in my book, 3 on my card. Really? Yo, very interesting story, man. When I was headed out the country, bruh, tell me why I'm waiting in line, right? And listen, I told you guys the story before, like, oh, this isn't, that's not what happened. I remember Jimmy Bennett, who usually is on here, was like, well, those aren't real checkpoints, are they? Just because they look like checkpoints don't mean they're really checkpoints. I think I know what he means because when I gave uh the TSA agent the passport, he told me to go to the end and go towards the conveyor belt. You put the stuff in the little containers and stuff and put them through the conveyor belt. So I was like, all right, boom. So I start putting stuff in the little box or whatever. So he was like, a agent came up to me and said, uh, put everything in the containers, and he unbuckled the little separator joint and told me to walk through. I didn't even have to go through the metal detector. Yeah, shit you not. They just wanted to check the items and stuff. Gave me my shit back. I was like, word, okay, cool. Went straight through. You know what I'm saying? Put all my stuff back on. Went through. Was waiting in line to board the plane. They come pull me out the line. Come over there right this way, sir. Went to the express lane or something, man. Got on the plane first. I don't ride first class usually. I wasn't in first class that time either, but damn, they treated me like I was first class. It was nice. But yeah, there you go. Hindering a man's locomotion is an arrest. Facts. Yep, that's in the he been reading the book, the treatise on arrest. Yep, facts. Using your exemption to discharge debt, Moses Washington. Yep. I didn't read that book though, but that sounds like something I'd be interested in. So glad to have you back, and let's get them likes up. Oh man, y'all ain't got the likes up. Y'all doing me dirty already. That's crazy. So get them likes up, folk. Get them likes up, son. Hook me up, man. Get them likes up for me. Let's get them likes. I'm gonna have to check y'all now because y'all slacking. I ain't think I had to check y'all no more. Here we go. We got 25 likes and there's 31 of y'all in here. So 6 of y'all living foul. 6 of y'all living foul. What y'all doing, man? All right. Let me see. We got 31 people in here. We had 25 likes last time I checked. I'm about to check it again. Everybody should have hit that like button already. It don't cost a dime. 26. Come on, man. Let's get it done. All right, let's move on, shall we? Salesmen carry guns. Yes, salesmen carry. That is a commercial term. Carrying guns is definitely a commercial term. Found out that the online USCIS portal, when you Freedom of Information Act request the I-94 and birth certificate, has no record of naturalization or being a U.S. citizen, is free and sends you back the request via email. Yep. Like, a lot of people were like, "Yo, well, send me proof that I'm a U.S. citizen." There's no proof. Okay, then what the fuck are you talking about then? You know what I'm saying? Form SS5 FS SF. So it's FSF. We still back. He says SS5 FS dated 10/21/2021 UF. That's what he's talking about. I thought it was SF, standard form. That's what I thought it was. Yeah, goddamn Mandela effect. What up, Mac Bone? What's up, man? Peace and many blessings. I'm in Rise, Sun God, to be upon you. Thank you so much, man. Yes, indeed. Same to you, champ. Conditional acceptance. Yeah, that's facts. That's powerful right there. Yeah, conditional acceptance is dope. Moist and without prejudice. I would use my business address, my job address for the address, and my general delivery license. That too. I'm glad to know that y'all out there putting that in motion, man. Getting your addresses off of them contracts, and if you don't want to be under the contracts, completely canceling them. You know what I'm saying? That's powerful. Taking your power back and standing under the Constitution and standing on it. That's the way we need to be moving, man. We got to be that generation of people that say, "Nah, yo, we know our rights. You're not gonna be able to jerk us like y'all did in 2020. Y'all ain't gonna be telling us to stay in the house and do this, that, and the third. Now you can kiss my ass." You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen. We got to be that generation because the generation before us, man, they did not do that. But we also were blessed with the internet because the generation before us, they ain't really have internet like that. So a lot of this stuff, that we're learning and things of that nature, the ability to be able to reach out and connect with your man and your people, man, that's a blessing, for real. That's a blessing. I want to get a consultation from you on how to move between the public sector and the private sector. Sure, man. I'm gonna be doing consultations very shortly. I'm still in the books right now. It'll probably be sometime. I want to say in June when I start doing consultations, just to put y'all on point. But yeah, definitely keep in touch, man, because I got you. I'm gonna start doing those. And a lot of people was like, "Yo, Six, why don't you start teaching this?" Listen, man, as soon as I get my own stuff cleared up and I get all these pieces together, I'm gonna do I'm still gonna do eventually a Zoom class, and we're gonna teach a lot of this. I'm trying to get Wolf and Fearless Floyd on it. Shout out to Bad Wolf, shout out to Fearless Floyd as well. I might even get Finest Thing Walking on there, Taquan X on there too. We're gonna have like a heavy body type joint. You know what I'm saying? And if that does well, we might even do maybe a couple seminars. Y'all can stop through and let us know what it is. Trying to definitely make something happen though. A lot of people are asking for it. Like was the first thing I did. That's what's up. Thank you, man. It's a military system based upon presumption, assumptions, and color of law must rebut everything. That's all facts. Color of law, 1000%. But color of law will never trump the law of the land. And they hate that shit, yo. They do not like it. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the stop what I had to deal with, how I kept using the Constitution, it was at a standstill. Once you invoke the Fourth Amendment, you know what I'm saying? Unless they want to straight up jump out there and just be dead fucking wrong, you know, eh, bring shit to a standstill. Ain't no corpus delicti. I invoke the fourth. It's showing 16 more likes. Really? That's interesting. All right, well, that's cool then. That's a bet. I don't know why mine's is tripping. My daughter did all the paperwork at the American State National Assembly. Now she did the passport. My son totally asleep. Can't convince him about anything. Yeah, man. But you know what I learned though, Bill? To be honest, I hate that, yo. But not everybody was born with a soul, man. Some of these mofo's is NPCs, bro. Facts, and you can't even your children. You cannot determine who is an NPC and who's not. The best you can do is get the information out, and they either take it or they don't, man. You know what I'm saying? But yo, everybody can't. All of these individuals, you know what I'm saying, who went along with the whole agenda, 2020 agenda. You know what I'm saying? All of them individuals who went along with it, there's no way you can ever convince me these people are not NPCs. There's no way you could tell me people saw all of this propaganda pushed in their faces and believed all of it. People, I'm saying, people. Nah, people are not believing that. You know what I mean? Persons might, but not people. Nah. Thank God I already downloaded mine. Fraud class, fourth, administrative court ruling. All public officials are private contractors. That's facts. Yep. The United States Constitution was signed by no one. We each of us alive long before we birthed. Yeah, but see the thing about it, I heard people make that argument. Yes, you are not party to the Constitution. That's correct. You are not party to the Constitution. The Constitution, however, does not give you rights. The Constitution stops the government from stomping on your rights. That's what people get it fucked up. When people say, "I got the my Fourth Amendment right," it's supposed to be Fourth Amendment protected right. If I said that, I misspoke. It's supposed to be constitutionally protected rights. All right. You're not actually physically part of the Constitution. No. But the Constitution stops the government from infringing. That's why it was created. It's like a trust agreement. It's like a treaty, if you would. You know what I'm saying? And they have to honor that shit. If they don't, there are serious consequences when they do not. That's why 241 and 242 exist. When you violate somebody's rights, no matter how big or small, you took an oath to uphold, you have to be held accountable. And it is up to the national or the man to hold that motherfucker accountable. And that's the end of it. Warrantless arrest equals human trafficking and kidnapping. Exactly. If you used to go grab somebody up, throw them in the back of a van and go do some wild shit, you know what I'm saying, to sell them or something, yes, that is 1,000% kidnapping, which is exactly what the fuck happens when you're arrested without an injured party or corpus delicti. Only difference is you have to be aware of what's going on or you consent, which makes it statutory, basically. If you don't consent to it and you invoke your rights, yes, indeed, you can come for that cheese later. And then even when they arrest you, even when if let's say you go and you slap somebody with a metal bat, even if they come to arrest you, they gotta take you straight before a magistrate first. They cannot just take you to bookings so they can get paid. Fuck your money. Fuck your goddamn quota. Fuck that. Take me before a magistrate first, and then we can decide all that other shit later. Taking your pictures, taking your fingerprint, you know what I'm saying? Nah, that's just false arrest. Facts. A magical piece of paper cannot grant rights. Yeah. Yeah. These rights are God given. You know what I'm saying? It's natural rights, fam. Like you got the right to protect yourself. It is your right to protect your well being and your offspring's well being, as well as whatever spouse you have. You know what I'm saying? That is your right, which is why the Second Amendment was, one of the reasons it was created to protect yourself from enemies, foreign and domestic. That's one of the reasons it was created. But not created by, yeah, while it was bestowed upon us, not created. I need to do the foreign trust. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, sir. Put them automobiles under a trust, man. I was talking to Wolf. We had a good conversation. Yo, you know what's interesting? Yo, every state has transporter. What is it? Transporter and dealer tags, I believe. I showed Wolf something. I told him it was a smoking gun. But every state has what's called transporter and dealer tags. If you have like a business or such that does some kind of operations, you can actually, in a lot of cases, get transporter interchangeable tags for it. A lot of people don't know that through the DMV if you want. If not, again, ignore that. Heavy facts, congressional record, June 13, 1967. A citizen of the United States is civilly dead entity operating as a co-trustee and co-beneficiary of the PCD. Boom, PCT, boom. They giving you the case law. They don't follow the Constitution, though. I believe there is no de jure government anymore since we the people have stopped executing law. Yeah, it's here's the thing. Um they follow the Constitution but they do little tricky shit. All right. Here's how it is. All right. It's little sly stuff. They're never gonna tell you, okay, you cannot bear arms. They will never tell you that. You will never hear a politician tell you you can't bear arms in this country or this county or this city. You can't bear arms because they know what the Constitution says. Instead, they'll say little sneaky shit like you don't need a firearm inside this building. Not an arm, a firearm, which is a commercial term. If I create a term for something and you go by that term, I have the right to determine what that term is and I have control over that term. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it works. They try to play little games and stuff like that. They'll try to overrun you and say you don't know what you're talking about. But that's the whole reason. Firearms and all of that shit is in. It doesn't say arms in the U.S. code. It says firearms. It don't say nowhere in the U.S. code about arms. It says firearms. You don't have a right to carry guns. You don't have a right to carry firearms. You have a right to bear arms. It's little sneaky lawyer shit. That's some attorney bullshit. You know what I mean? What kind of trust should I do? I hear it's expensive. Man, yo, you really don't even listen, man. I personally have seen a lot of people do the foreign trust. You know what I'm saying? You can do revocable, irrevocable, different options. I recommend you get this book right here. Start with this one. And my man Tony, he has one and two, but the second one is more expensive. Let's start here. Start with that right there. Start with this book by Charles Arthur. Start with this because that's going to point you in the right direction because there's a lot of different trusts you can get and it depends on what you're using it for. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I would highly recommend you do something like that. And then when you're ready, you can get right on the horn, hit the IRS up, and you can get yourself a 9(8) foreign trust number when you're ready. And set that shit up. And this is all of these corporations do that. They run everything to trust, foreign corporations, shell corporations. They do everything under the sun. If you looked at Google's tax strategy from about 5 years ago, it's a convoluted mess. But they alleviated about 90% of the taxes. So they paying like 10% of the taxes on top of what they make. They paying 10% taxes on, which is absurd because these motherfuckers is $1 billion company. I mean, they paying a smidge. It might be less than that for real. But the way they navigate, they might have a corporation in Ireland, you know what I mean, that goes through Dominican Republic, that goes back through China, like that, all kinds of little stuff to mitigate. I mean, use tax treaties from different countries and funnel the money back over here. But it's all legal. I mean, they're all doing it legal. It's the tax strategy they use. There's only one law, arguably two. Don't initiate harm such as violence, fraud, theft, coercion. And if you say you're going to do something, do it. Yeah, that's a very big one over in the Middle Eastern territories. You can't say you're going to do something. Same thing for Africa. They don't have a maybe or almost. That word doesn't even exist in their culture. It's either you did that shit or you didn't. It's few. It's some country. I can't remember what country it is exactly, but I remember it was like, yo, that word doesn't even exist. I can't just say maybe or can't translate almost because the word don't exist. Facts. SS5, the Social Security card form, and the SF forms are employment forms like the SF 181 is at 181 ethnicity and race identification employment. They all go hand in hand. The SF 181 too. You should also be using that with all them forms too because that's going to take you out of the legal fiction territory. You know what I mean? Y'all want to be changing y'all statuses on them driver's license and all that stuff if y'all can't get them to take them out of the system. Um, SF 181 form is going to break down exactly what each of them means because a lot of people out here calling themselves black, and if you look at the SF 181 form, that shit ain't even real. Black people from what did it say? It was some dumb shit. African Americans from African descent or something. But it's stupid because if you want to be technical, everywhere everybody's from Africa. I mean, Africa was supposed to be the motherland continent. All continents were created, not created. All continents were connected to once upon a time. So everybody's is from Africa. So that's stupid. So everybody's African American, in which is stupid as fuck. Because that's not the case. This is legal fictions. That's all it is. You identify with a legal fiction, you're gonna fit whatever description they make for it. Express trust and it's free. Just filing fee with the county. Y'all need to holler at Jonah Bay, man. Jonah Bay actually has some trust documents y'all can grab up with the Express Trust. Yeah, he's got some documents y'all can grab up. He don't use the UCC one. I believe he uses the non UCC filing. I gotta holler at y'all though for real about that. That's on the to do list though. Express Trust is honored under Rule 17 Civil Procedure. Fire. Yo, y'all getting the game here, yo. That was some gold, man. Yo, y'all getting the game here for real. Loyalty, what would you file? Private information, U.S. citizens, property, and franchise. Wheeling Steel Court versus Fox. There you go. Property and franchisees, or franchises rather. On that book that people did on that book, the people that did that book said you don't need to get the second one. A husband and wife did that book alone with some other people. Roosevelt and everybody. Oh, so you don't need the second one. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good book though. Shit, I would still get the second one. I ain't gonna lie though, man. Just to have. I got the estate EIN and the 9-8 foreign EIN in Costa Rica. Yeah, that's the Patrick Devine method. I know what you're talking about. You filed the trust certificate, not the whole trust. Yeah, don't be. Yeah, please don't. Listen, I'm not giving no legal advice to nobody, but I hope nobody will be stupid because I've heard about people getting in serious trouble for doing that shit, filing the whole entire trust. You just made your whole trust public. I heard about that, yo. Nah, man, I would hope nobody out there is silly enough to be filing a whole entire trust. That would just be retarded. Nah, man, you just it's a declaration of trust, man. That's really just it. You don't do the whole trust. 8832 form, put estate into the foreign trust. You see, you out there. This man's talking a lot now. Yo, Tony be trying to get me hemmed up with the information, man. Stop having me read that shit, god damn it. Why would you file anything with anybody? Why do you need to cuck someone else for a living? Yeah, you got the guys who say, yo, file this, that, and the third. Then you got the guys say, man, I ain't gotta file shit. Hey, listen, I'm gonna say it like this, all right. You got the right to move however you want to move. And that's what we support here on this channel. All right. If you don't want to file nothing and you just want to go hard, you can do that too. That's perfectly fine. Ain't nothing written nowhere that says you can't. But on the same token, ain't nothing written nowhere that says that motherfuckers can't file shit. I mean, I'm a file shit type of guy. So that's me. But I mean, yeah, if you just want a motherfucker to say, man, I ain't doing none of that. F that. I don't need to do that. Cool. If it works for you. 1041T made my daughter and I the beneficiaries. Fire. If the trust is written down and there are men who would give testament to witnessing information, then what's the problem? That's true. He's making a good point too, because yes, that is indeed. And here's the thing: a trust don't even necessarily have to be written down. I read that in the book too. A trust don't even have to be necessarily on paper. A trust can literally be an agreement between three parties. Or three or more parties. You know what I'm saying? So like, when you say a trust exists, It don't even have to be like there's so many different kinds of trust. You know what I mean? That blew me away. I thought a trust had to be like one of them joints the lawyer typed up with 800 pages. You know what I'm saying? Designating this, that, and the third, stocks, this, that. You know what I mean? But no, it's not that complex all the time. You know, a trust is basically pretty much an agreement between parties. You know what I'm saying? An agreement between parties with protections and certain people who are supposed to carry out certain duties. So if you have like an agreement between certain people in your household, and let's say two people that are breadwinners who bring in the money, and the other two are the ones who are supposed to be receiving the benefits from such agreement, that is indeed a form of trust, which again doesn't necessarily have to be written down. This is why people say family trust is so important. You know what I mean? Because your trust is chattel property and all property must be registered to be recognized in commerce. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing with it. Yes, indeed. Why do you choose to make trust in commerce? Taquan X, what up, man? It's good to see you here, champ. Yes, you anarchists. These guys going back and forth. I'm a student of Jonah Yusuf, James C. Lovett, Grind Time, Taza Doc, Pastor Divine, Winston, Shrout, Act 11 years in. I'm thankful to see brothers. Grind Time, keep the torch running. Thank you, man. I'm still learning myself, bro. I consider myself a student of all them other guys because I still got a lot to learn, man. You know, these guys been in this game for like 15, 20 years, man. I only been in it for about 3 years. So, you know, I'm still learning, man. But I tell you what, though, I respect the grind and I respect the learning and I respect the information that's been put out there, man, because it's to get out there and actually exercise this, you gotta be cut from a different cloth, man. You can't just be running your mouth, you know. You got a lot of people that say, yo, let me get this passport, let me get this UCC1 done, and I'm free. No, sir. Now, yes, you are free, and you've already been free before that, but guess what? Now it's time for you to be tested. And that's the part people don't like. People don't want to go to court. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to be confronted by police. People don't want to have to explain shit. Yeah, and it's tough. You know, you got a few armed officials in front of you threatening to fuck you up. You know what I mean? If you say one wrong word, it's your ass. That ain't always everybody's cup of tea, which is that's fine. But listen, there's other ways too that you can support the move. You know what I mean? It don't even have to be you getting out there doing that. Share the videos. You know what I mean? You can share these videos with other people who are interested in this kind of information. That's one way to stand up. Get the information out there for people who are asking questions. Donate. Hit the Cash App. Why not? You can hit the Cash App. You know what I mean? Every little bit helps. You know, you could do stuff like that. You know, and you could just basically learn the knowledge. And if somebody's getting shafted, you can say, "Yo, look, now actually they can't do that, this, that, and the third. But I can't give you specific information. But you can go holler at this dude. Send him an email, my email address. Send him Wolf's email address. I mean, send him the Quan's email address. Stuff like that. This is how we continue to keep the ball rolling and awaken more people. You know, because there are people legitimately asking questions. I was looking on a few of the channels or even on TikTok, because I don't have TikTok, but I can watch some of the links people shared in the Telegram group. It was like, yo, how do I get this information? Where do I learn? Who's this guy? Blah, blah, blah. And yo, if y'all ever see me in any of them videos, you know what I mean, in any of them stops, or if you have any of the videos you've been watching, yo, tag my YouTube channel so people can come flowing in. Drop my YouTube channel on there. Support, man. This is a community effort, you know. Drop that name or drop the YouTube name on there so people can come through. We can keep this community going. But thank you. Man or Other Animals by Alfred Adas. The system is classifying man as an animal in the medical codes contrary to first Genesis. They own all kinds of fuck shit. I'm not surprised. They do shit like that though so they can get away from universal karma, man. That's why they say, yo, everything is a contract. Everything is contract. This is how they get away with ruling and dominating so long. You know, that the reason they do that and they're able to get away with it is because of the simple fact that it's a choice. If they force you to do some shit, that is slavery and they will not last. All right. This reality will take them out. They know this. These people have been around for thousands of years. They have information in books on previous regimes and the mistakes they made. They have magicians, wizards, all that. Y'all think it's a joke, but yo, these motherfuckers literally have figured out like, yo, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you why. We'll get back to that in a second. When I tell people about crystals and shit like that, people be thinking I'm fucking stupid, right? All right, cool. But I'm an asshole, right? And crystals don't do shit. But meanwhile, you're literally looking at this video, not you guys, but anybody who's being a hypocrite. People are, oh yeah, crystals and stuff like that are Satan's work. You're literally watching this video on a LCD screen. It is a fucking crystal screen you're looking at. You're looking through your crystal ball and you're watching somebody from another part of the world talk to you. You're using witchcraft if that's the case. Now, I don't consider it necessarily witchcraft, but people say shit like that and don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. So listen, people who these people who were in charge, they had these formulas of these things, and these people who specialize in dark magic, all this different kinds of magic and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Conjuring spirits and stuff, persuasion via language, hypnotization, experts at this stuff. And these people had the information from thousands of years of rulers doing different things. They and what regimes fell, how they fell. This regime fell because they forced people to do this. They told them, hey, you have to do this, and you don't have any other way around it. And the people realized, no, fuck you. We're gonna get together and bust your ass. And they uprose and took out that complete regime. All right. And that note was made. And these books were passed to the next regime. All right, they failed because they forced people to do this. So we're not gonna force them, but we're going to make them sign contracts, contract away their God-given rights. Oh man, it worked because they signed these contracts. We've been in charge for over 500, 600, however long, 100 years, and we didn't have to face any universal karma because we gave them a choice. It is not our job to explain it to them what these particular contracts are. If they don't read the contracts, they don't do the due diligence to go down to the law library and read about them, or if they don't ever ask why, it's not our responsibility. All we have to do is leave the information there for free. The law library is freaking free. You can go down there yourself and read. Just because you don't want to read or you don't want to make the time, that ain't our problem because you got time, to watch twerk videos. You got time to go to the bar. You got time to shoot motherfuckers on Call of Duty. You got time to do all that stuff, but you don't have time to go learn. That ain't our problem. That's y'all problem. So the problem is y'all are ignorant, and the ignorance is optional because it is 2023. We're in the age of information. Ignorance is 100% optional. So this is how they get away with doing it. People say, oh, they're evil, they're wicked. No, it's not necessarily just that. The fact of the matter is these people know exactly what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And this is how they get away with doing it for so long. A trust can be in the private between me, myself, and I. Yep. A trust only needs to have three parties involved. Yep. Stay out the private guild courts, private bar guild courts. Not always easier said than done a lot of times, James. Learn FRCP, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, and learn how to move in court. Agreed. Agreed. Form form accomplishes nothing if you don't know that self. My man's got bars. This guy gets it. Yes, indeed. Form accomplishes nothing if you don't know thyself. That is some good information too. You can know all the federal rules of civil procedure and such and whatever, but if you don't know exactly who you are and how you need to be moving, that's it. You done. The testing will never fade away. We always have to show thyself worthy in this crazy world of commerce. Yep. Wherever you take your orders from is your God. Boom. I wish, I got a dude I know who's a police officer, man. And like, dude, every time I like this dude, he's cool. But every time I talk to this dude, it's like I'm trying to scrape away layers of programming. And it's like I'll talk to him and I'll scrape some away. He'll be like, yo, that's crazy. I didn't know that. The next time, like, it's like trimming like bushes and shit. Cause next time I talk to him, the bushes be overgrown. And I'm like, God damn it. So I trim the bushes down again. You know what I mean? But it's the programming, man. But yeah, they say, some people say, oh, I serve Christ. I only serve one master. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, ain't none of what was being teached and the scriptures being followed. You following statutes and codes and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, there you go. He said it fine right there. Liquid crystal display, LCD. Did I say LED? I'm tired as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm freaking tired. Did I say LED or LCD? I might have said LED. Maxim of law, actions speak louder than words. Facts. Magic is ancient science and technology. Magic is the manipulation of consciousness, energy, and intent. Boom. Maxim of law of fraud vitiates everything ab initio. Yeah, it does. If you want to hide something in plain sight, put it in a book. That's what they do. Understanding contract law and you win. Understanding contract law and you win. Yep. Oh man, we heating up now. Iron sharpens iron. Facts. If people read the income tax instructions, it clearly says that it is voluntary compliant. I mean, they literally said that shit on national TV. Yo, multiple times. I was blown away by that. Like, yo, y'all literally went out there and said that shit on national TV, and people still out there acting crazy. You know what I mean? That's wild. I said OCD. Okay, cool. I figured I did, but cover all bases. LED liquid electronic display. So it's almost the same damn thing for real. Magic is science and vice versa. Yep. Get that PDF on presentments. I gotta get that PDF too. I don't have that PDF. How many pages is that, Tony? I need to get that PDF. Send that to me. I know you got it. Slide me that, yo. I'll take that. Ah man. All right. Let's move on to something else, man. Let's slide some more videos in here. Matter of fact, let's do one more video because I want to talk about this right here. Because you know what? Um, I got to thinking because I saw this video, right? And I started to get to thinking. My first initial reaction was, what the fuck is this motherfucker talking about? Because this new generation of kids is on some wild shit. But then I started to get to thinking, like, hold on, yo. All right, look, you have all right, women. Hold on. What the fuck? Hold on a second. There we go. You got women who think that they're men. Okay. You got men who think that they're women. Okay. Or that identifies women. I believe that's what it's called. All right. Right. Stay with me for a minute. You have in public schools now some children who identify as cats and dogs and other furry animals. This is facts. If y'all don't believe me, go on Google and look up furries. All right, and look up school initiative and furries or something like that. You have a whole generation of children who identify as dogs and cats. Okay. All right, I'm not gonna say shit about that because I don't want to get lit up on YouTube because they already got my ass in the sling. So why you leave a little homie on stuck? Because they have my ass in the sling. So look, check it out. All right, so look, this one then I get to thinking like, yo, what is all it? Where is all this coming from? This can't nothing new under the sun. Okay, there's nothing new under the sun. All of this type of thing and this thinking of vice versa has to have been around for a long time. So then I start thinking, all right, let's just watch and see how many more pieces fall in. This right here was a key piece of information that dropped that got me to thinking this is either happening because there's a change in the way the frequency works in this reality, or this is legitimately one of them situations where the humans are adapting to maybe it's a different kind of sun or something like that, or the sun is doing something different that's triggering a different part of their brains. Listen to what this woman's talking about, and I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Listen to this.
World, I do have the body of a hawk, but while fronting, I consider myself a therian, because I am in a human body, but my identity is still a hawk. Not all animal alters will identify this way, and I am, in fact, the only animal alter in our system who does identify this way. I am doing my best to come to terms with living in a human body. My name is Horus, and I'm a red-tailed hawk. In our world, I do have the body of a hawk, but while fronting, I consider myself a therian, because I am in a human body, but my identity is still a hawk. Not all animal alters will identify this way, and I am, in fact, the only animal alter in our system who does identify this way. I am doing my best to come to terms with living in a human body.
Okay, so that right there is what you call a furry, right? Because she believes that she's a hawk. Okay, now don't laugh, all right? Because look, I'm gonna bring it back around for you guys. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back around for you guys. Check this out. Hear me out. All right, look, she calls herself a hawk, right? She says she's a hawk up here, right? but down here, she's a human, correct? What was inscribed on the pyramids? How did Horus and Anubis and all of those other beings look on the pyramid inscriptions? Their heads were animals, but their bodies were humans, right? What if this is what's actually happening? What if this particular situation that we're witnessing is a change in paradigm, and there's a situation where people's minds are changing because we've entered a whole nother reality, to where that these beings have came to help us again, or if these beings are here to literally guide us through the next phase. We're looking at them like, oh, y'all are crazy, y'all are this, that, and the third. I mean, cool, but check it out though. What if it's a situation where these people who are in these on or these inscriptions and stuff on these pyramids, who think that they're a certain way, up in their brains, their bodies say different, and when they wanted those things inscripted on the pyramids, the best way they could actually show you is that they made their heads a bird and their bodies a human. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of different animals. We was like, yo, well, who walking around with an animal head and a human body? But it's not as simple as that. You know what I mean? It could be just something that was basically represented, or taken as like figuratively of such. You know what I mean? I get to thinking, and I'm like, yo, that's interesting, man. That's very interesting. That's the first. That's the first thing I thought of when I heard that. The first thing I thought about when she said she was a hawk in a human's body. I started thinking about the pyramids. That's the first thing I thought about. Like, that's crazy. Why is this so damn small? What the hell is going on here? My screen got stupid small. Hold up. I gotta fix this. This is bothering me. The hell is up with the screen? This thing did some new format. For some reason, my screen is really tiny. Remove from show. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'm gonna try something. Hold on. No idea. I don't know what's going on with this thing. The screen got wild small for some reason, though. But we can keep it moving. But yeah, so that's what I got to thinking. Like, yo, what if that was what was actually happening? I forgot my PIN number while staring at the LCD display at the ATM machine. Damn. Hypnosis. Everything is frequency, 100%. You best believe it. How would she really know if she's a hawk, though? If I was a tree in my past life, I'm not a tree in this time. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, this is there's something we're not being told here. Centaur, like, I believe furries dress in fur suits. Even if they do, though, up here they believe that they're an animal or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He said they're demons. Could be. Horus the sun god. Yep. Reprobate minds. They are all fallen. They are fallen angels. Yeah, I agree with that. They need to do better at convincing me. Clearly, a reprobate mind. What y'all mean by reprobate mind? What am I missing here? If she a hawk at just the head, why is she wearing glasses? Hawkeye's gone gone bad. She did say she was in a human body. Anthro Anthropomorphism. These animal heads represent mystic occult principles along with the schools of thought. Yeah, yeah. That could be hand in hand though, I think. Frequencies have even have absolutes. Sounds are part of the agenda. I had the head of an ibis read my emerald tablets. Yeah, the Emerald tablets, man. I got about like 3/4 of the way through them. Very long. Very. I was listening to the audio book. I didn't read the joints, but yeah, it's a very long listen, man. Very long listen. All right, let me do this then. Let me go ahead and open up the line. We're about an hour and a half almost in. Let's open up this line and get some of these people up in here. It's been about, well, it's been a few weeks since we had this format, man. So let's chop game. Let's chop the game. There we go. And I gotta figure out what's up with this. This screen is messing with me. Why is the screen so small? Ah, man. I hate when they change. You know what I don't like? I don't like when something's operating perfect. Everything is good. And then they do some shit and then it's not good anymore. Like, yo, it was perfectly fine before you mess with it. Now it's I don't know what's going on. Now it's a whole lot of question marks of what's happening. I hate when they modify something. You know what I'm saying? And it's even worse off than it was when they just didn't mess with it at all. Hit the like button, y'all. I shouldn't. We shouldn't even have to tell them that, Tony. They should already be hitting the like button. What up, Rainwater? What's good? You know what? Maybe it's this right here. Let me try to. Oh, we're fighting with this damn thing. Oh man, we lucky today. So in the green room, we have the guru himself, the man, the myth, and the legend, and the gentleman who's always bringing you that heat when he speaks. The bad wolf. What's up, champ?
What's going on, young cuz? How you feeling?
I'm pretty good, man. This camera, dude. When they changed this format right here, did it give you any problems? Because like the goddamn screen is tiny. I'm trying to look and see.
It looked like it was fine before, and I don't know if you hit something or what, but then yeah, it shifted.
Ah, man, that's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't
everything is
go.
well.
I got it
Everything
on full screen now, so whatever.
is going on, good people out there in A6 grind time world, YouTubians.
What up, fam? What's good? What's good? What's good, man? So, what it is, man? What you think about this whole thing with these people thinking that they're other animals and stuff? What do you believe is going on in people's head? Do you think it's a shift in paradigm? Because I don't remember this ever being the thing in the '90s and nothing like that.
They had stuff going on like that, but the difference is that in our day, you were just called crazy, keep it to yourself and keep it moving. They didn't give they didn't give nobody no floor to address how they felt on the inside, what they were thinking. There's like, look, all right, everybody a little crazy, so yeah, just keep it moving. So it wasn't that it wasn't going on, but people had no outlet for it, and it definitely didn't have no YouTube, TikTok, and whatever else to express. So what do I personally feel about it? I've experienced some interesting, amazing things in my day. So who's to say that all souls belong to just humans? Maybe souls are just souls, and they're depending on how you want to live or come back or experience. You could be a tree, a rock. You can inhabit an animal. I mean, we don't know. It's really above our pay grade. So I would like to think that energy can really inhabit anything. Like you're talking about, like crystals. I mean, I'm a big person into crystals and energy, and you can take energy and put that into anything. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a soul is energy that possesses or inhabits these bodies until we give up the ghost. So could she have been a hawk in a past life? She might be. She might have dreams of flying and eating rabbits and worms and whatever hawks do.
Yeah.
Very well could be. I can't doubt her. Now, do I think there's a good number of people out there who just feel some type of way that they associate with it and they never really were? Probably. Let's count anything. At this point in time, everything is a viable option on the table.
Tell me about it. I tell people that all the time. Like, yo, listen, After 2020, nothing is off the table, son. Nothing. Like, yo, I literally would not be surprised if we found out Echelon, the computer that's supposed to be a giant super software computer, is literally making everything happen in the news. The politicians you all see, all CGI. Yo, they're receiving orders. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised at any of that at this point, man.
You know, there was a time where people said, you know, they didn't believe in people having past lives. Okay. Well, they've proven that that actually happens. Kids have been born that remember, like one kid remember who actually like offed him in his past life.
Wow.
One lady remembered living in this one apartment building and having been what was, I think she got shot or something there, and she was actually a different color. And she went back and met her family and was like, "Yeah, it's me," you know. And they're like, "What?"
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's been lots of stories. There's even one story. This might be a little bit even more hard to for some people to understand or to grasp or to believe, but there's you can type in I think it's Russian kid with past life, and he talks about when he lived on Mars and you know his experience being on Mars. The kid breaks down into detail, like, and he shouldn't have that kind of detail. So there's lots of things that, and you know, there's lots of things going on that we don't know. You know, I mean, you know, some people have talked about being able to tap into the Akashic record because everything that has occurred, is occurring, and will occur is all still yet energy, which exists somewhere in time and space. And the Akashic record or the Akashic library is nothing but you having the ability to tap into that particular energy, that wherever it's stored, it's all connected like a spider web anyway. So once you learn to focus into it, you can create things, you can answer questions about which job you should take, how you should move. Edgar Casey, the American sleeping prophet is his name. And he would go into a trance and he would actually access the Akashic record. And people were asking him, well, what lottery tickets should I, you know, number should I buy? Presidents were going to him. He had like a 93% success rate and could answer how to answer. It's called ARE. Edgar Casey. You can look it up. He talks about Atlantis. He talks about, like I see someone says, no one lives on Mars. No, people don't live on. They live underneath the Martian soil. They live underneath. That's where they're mining and doing other things of that nature. But yeah, so there's lots of stuff out there. But until you read on this stuff, you know, and one of the biggest thing that gets me about people, whether it's with, you know, what we're talking about or other stuff, is they feel some type of way. They don't do any research.
Yeah.
They do no research, nothing.
Never.
But they feel some type of way and feel like they're right. Sorry, that doesn't hold up in real life.
Never.
You can't feel like, I feel like I shouldn't have to go to work tomorrow and the sun shouldn't come up. Is that how it's gonna work? Because I feel some type of way? No.
Definitely not.
Facts are I'm going to work. And the sun gonna come up a couple of seconds right on time like it always does.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people, like, you gotta read things and learn things from people who are masters. If you're not a master because you feel some type of way. I didn't know there's a thing called a feel master. You know, you got to go to the master to become a master. Otherwise, you don't really have a platform. I mean, I guess nowadays you do. That's the difference, is that anybody can get a YouTube or TikTok or a Instagram or whatever and have an outlet. So by all means do it, but that doesn't make it fact. It has to be, you know, repeatable, testable, you know, all that for it to be actually something real. But keeping an open mind is the biggest thing.
Word, man. Y'all done pissed off Jared again, man. Y'all gotta stop pissing off Jared, man. Every week y'all piss Jared off, man. Jared said, man, don't nobody live on no goddamn Mars, man. There ain't nobody on. Nobody lives on motherfucking Mars. It's bullshit. No such thing as Martians.
People on Mars probably say ain't nobody on Earth either.
Hey, man, but so yeah, you know, like you said, you know, definitely have to go to the source to learn that information, man. it's just interesting to me, bro. Like if you look at how many of these cartoons, like I was literally watching some kids' cartoons the other day, trying to get a grasp because I pay attention to pretty much everything that's happening, so I can have a handle on where we're at. But yo,
Yeah.
every cartoon, every anime, every video game they're all focused on time travel and how time travel works. I'm like, yo, I don't remember this much interest. You can even look at the Marvel Endgame. These motherfuckers had to go back in time to fix their fuck up and ended up fighting because they went back in time. They actually had to fight a motherfucker from back in time that they couldn't beat in the current time. And
So,
all of these particular things are focused on time travel. You know what I mean? I just think it's very interesting how we're spinning the block and really focusing on this again. It's almost like they're gearing us up for something. And
well,
I also do believe that time travel is available, of course, for people who have a certain amount of cheese. There's probably I'm pretty sure there's certain rules that go along with it too.
so in doing research, well, one of the things to talk about the cartoons. A lot of the cartoons in the old days always had hidden information and things in the background, colors, symbols, all of that. And a lot of them were trying to wake up the masses, but in micro doses. They wanted to see if you would catch it. Some of it was from like the Illuminati to the, this society or whatever. They were showing you what's going on. So moving forward, nothing has changed. And all these things are showing you, once again, it's the covenant that they have, is that they have to put it out there in front of you so that when it finally comes up, you've been acclimated to it.
Yeah, you've been put on point, whether you believe it or not. We showed you.
Yeah. So from everything I've been researching, because I study all this stuff all the time, there's been a lot of insiders from the GOV who've come forward and said they've been to these other planets. They've got time travel. I can't remember the one guy's name, but he actually talks about how he was a kid and took part in one of the time travels. And actually, there's a Civil War picture of him wearing, out of place stuff. So it's interesting that, they have to show you what's going on, so that you're ready for it. I mean, look how at one point in time, they wouldn't even talk about UFOs.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're openly talking about the Tic Tac incident, the Nimitz incident. All these different things is because they've been trying to get us slowly to acclimate to understand that these things are going on, because they're not going to be able to hide it. They're on the clock. They're not going to be able to hide this. Mark my words.
They got a time frame they got to disclose.
Yep. Mark my words that before the next generation is out, they're going to be like, oh yeah, we're not alone in the universe, and this and that. So they'll come out and say it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's some facts right there. I agree with that, man. This disclosure.
One of the problems that a scientist said, and it made sense to me, is that we've been foolishly transmitting our location of Earth since we first broadcasted our radio signals and started detonating nuclear explosives, because that has a ripple effect into the universe. So imagine, if you will, we don't know how either good, bad, or other the universe is, whether you want to believe in life out there or not. Doesn't matter. Fact of the matter is that we don't know if there is something else out there, which I think would be pretty arrogant to say that we're the only life forms out there. Space is way too big for that. But we've been basically like a baby deer in the forest, crying out into the darkness. And there's things out there that might be hungry for baby deer. So, but what I'm thinking is that for the majority of things, I think, knowing how our world and people here work, I'm pretty sure we've got treaties in place with a number of them by now. It's just my thoughts.
Yeah, word. That's very interesting, man. Yeah, very interesting. Listen, Jared is punching air. Remember how Trey was when he got out of the car on Boys from the Hood? Remember when his boy got shot, Trey was punching the air. That's literally what Jared's doing right now. I ain't gotta look at the comments because I had the full screen on for a minute. And now I'm about to look at the comments and I'm about to see some shit because you literally just pissed Jared off. If you still think you live on a spinning ball, you're ignorant. Red October. He's talking about Red October. There is no space, he says. I mean,
Hey,
you gotta made that man angry.
everybody, that's one thing that's beautiful about this world that apparently is not in space, is that you have the ability to feel and say what you want to feel and say. You know,
I don't think it's necessarily a situation of space. I think it's more like a dimension, bro. Like I always thought of this particular realm or dimension is like, all right, yes, you can get to other things which you would perceive to be planets. When you look in the sky, you see Saturn, you see Mars, but yo, it's not as simple as these are places you can go land on. Like these are portals. Like, yes, you can get to another dimension and you can get to it through that portal. You know what I mean? That's always what I thought of when I looked at those particular things in the sky. You know, this dimension is what it is. There is a firmament, such and such. When you look at these places, you can go there, but it's through like maybe a portal to another dimension. And you know, fallen angels and all of those kind of things, that can definitely be something that would align with that way of thinking, because if those fallen angels did fall from the sky, they will fall from the portals. So I
yeah,
always thought of it like that, but like, oh, it encompasses both. Then the simulation theory is another one. Like, yo, the simulation theory is one of them that can embody everything, because if you believe it's a simulation, yes, the rules for this simulation can very well be there is an outer space. Then it could also be, you know what I mean? Some people there's a dome. Only some people can get out. Some people can't. Who fucking knows? But you know,
yeah.
I look at it both ways. You know, it could be either or. The fact of the matter is this: we don't know for sure, but we do know they fucking lying about something.
That's
That's what.
all I was going to chime in and say, is that everybody can have their view, and that's great. But we can all agree that they ain't telling us all the truth. That is, and that is the commonality that we all have, is that they are not, like, I'd be looking at some of this stuff sometimes and looking and reading some of the information, and they're like, well, we can't get through the Van Island radiation belt
Yeah.
because it's like a cajillion microwaves.
Right.
Okay. Then you start looking at the fact that, do you know how thick the spaceship would have to be made out of lead and solid gold to be able to withstand that? And then one scientist said, well, they sneak through a area at the right time that's a little window, because it's a little less over in this area, but you have, bro, even if it was like even the microwave, all right, is damaging, and you're telling me that this is like a billion microwaves worth of space radiation? Like, no. So yeah, they're definitely not telling us all the information. We'll get more info, but we'll never get all of it. Not in this experience.
Word. All right, man. I got my man in the green room. We haven't seen him here in a long time, but he's back here to drop heavy bars of gold upon us. Please welcome my man, the man, the myth, and the legend. Also, Mac Bone. What up, champ?
Well, I just like to say, peace and blessings of Amun Ra, the sun, you know, the sun god, which is the true deity of Christianity, because they say Amen at the end of each prayer and everything. And what I like to say is this: like, when you lock up in a certain, correctional facility, detention facility, you're given like a prisoner's, convict inmate's rule book and handbook. You know, so we look at this planet Earth. You know, this planet Earth
Hey,
as
hey, Bones. Bones, can you hear me?
yeah. Hold on a
Yo,
second.
hey, Wolf, on his side, is he choppy to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, your signal is choppy, bro. You got to try to adjust that signal, man, because we can't hear what you're saying. We want to hear
Okay,
you.
let me
Sound
let
like
me
you're
take
dropping some
let,
heavy
let
gold.
me take out my earbuds, put you on speaker. All right, hold on a second.
Yeah.
I
Gotta
can
get back
hear
on
him
my phone.
good, but yeah, the video's a little choppy.
All right, hold on a second. Let me take these off. Okay, adjust my mic.
Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, we're good. All right, that's more smooth. All right.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me loud and clear? I got you on speakerphone.
Yeah.
Can you hear
Yes,
me loud
indeed.
and clear? Okay. Now, the thing about this earth is a prison of souls. So when you get incarnated in this prison, you're raised up with certain prisoner inmate convict handbook, known as this book right here, the Bible. This is your prisoner inmate convict handbook on this prison on this earth, right here.
Froze.
Yeah, he froze. You gotta check your signal, bro.
Hold on a second. I mean, I had it through my hold on a second.
Last thing we heard was about the handbook, and then it just went dead.
Yeah, my bad. Hold on a second. I'm gonna get on another Wi-Fi right quick.
All right, while you doing that, I'm gonna play a video. All right.
Gotcha. All right, hold on a second. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna mute him out for a minute. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video real fast. Well, I want to get your opinion on this because I saw this and I started to not share this today, but since Wolf brought it up and Jared's pissed off, I'm gonna go ahead and throw Jared a bone and play this. All right.
Commissioners, today I'd like to bring up potential fraud on an enormous scale happening in your county. There's now clear evidence of NASA using numerous methods to grossly mislead the public about astronauts being on the International Space Station. During interior ISS scenes from NASA's own live feed, the use of wires, harnesses, green screens, and virtual reality have been detected to achieve the appearance of a weightless environment. Examples of this include astronauts fading in and out of the screen, green glitches, grabbing objects that aren't really there, pulling on invisible wires, getting tangled in their harnesses, and even astronauts appearing out of thin air. This begs the obvious question. If they're really up there, why are they using Hollywood techniques to fake the footage? Now, unfortunately, I can't show you these clips in here today, but I will be sending them to you. Outside the International Space Station, during spacewalks, air bubbles have been recorded on numerous occasions. How is it possible for air bubbles to be present in the vacuum of space? I once questioned astronaut Scott Kelly about this phenomenon. His body language and answers only created more questions. In 2013, astronaut Luca Parmitano nearly drowned during a spacewalk when his helmet filled with water. This happened again just last year. Air bubbles, helmets filling with water, and drowning. Are they in space or are they underwater? Now, what's really interesting is that they train for spacewalks in an underwater pool with a complete ISS replica. Now, surely they aren't filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool and then editing them to appear if they're in space. That sure would be something, wouldn't it? I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos, I and the public would like a darn good explanation as to where our tax money is going. And if they are indeed faking the funk, it is our duty to expose and eliminate this fraudulent and astronomically wasteful ISS program. And look, I know what you're all thinking. The NASA is part of the federal government, and you're just county commissioners. Even if what I'm saying is true, what can you do? But let me remind you, not only is this happening in your county, as public officials, you have the platform and the ability to make a statement or hold a press conference, alerting the public, state, and federal authorities to investigate further. You have the power to start the conversation. Video evidence of everything I described today will be emailed to you all, and I truly hope we can get to the bottom of this. I look forward to the day that $3 billion annual budget is put towards our veterans, our homeless, maybe some of that mental health stuff the young lady just spoke about, and the revitalization of Brevard County.
Boom. Keep the poor people poor. Take their money and give them fake stuff.
All right, so check this out, right? You know what's crazy about everything he just said? He was dropping some heat, but the fact that he's a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen, he can't even question the debt. Because he was saying, yo, we want to know what happened with the $3 billion per year that you guys were supposed to have did this, that, and the third. No, but at the end of the day, you shall not question it. That's why they put that shit in the 14th.
Well, I have a theory about what it is. It's actually at the IMF bank in Switzerland. That's what it actually is.
What happens?
It's actually at the IMF bank in Switzerland. Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm dealing with this phone, man. I tried to deal with my laptop here, but my laptop didn't work. But whenever they have an agreement when they have that conference, whether it be in Switzerland or Belgium or whatever, and they agree on how certain monies are transferred to the 13 families, they have that transferred to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, or International Monetary Federation Bank in Switzerland. And that red call number on the back of your Social Security card, that's the number through which they make international investment money off of you, depending on how you're living in whatever country you're living in. You know, and you know, that's the thing about the handbook I talked about. The handbook of this earth prison is the Bible, because the Bible is the only book that's been translated over and over again in many different languages and all that, more than any other book. So when you talk about the prisoner's handbook, the Bible, what is the key that you get you out of it? Well, it talks about knowing the truth to be free in John 8:32. It talks about in Proverbs and Ecclesiastes, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. It talks about in Ecclesiastes 7:19 that wisdom strengthens the wise more than 10 mighty men in the city or 10 politicians in the town. So when you up there talking about the investor, you talking about Aces Grind Time, you talking about the wisdom to rise above this public sector prison, the public sector debtor's prison. Because every time you pay for your driver's license or pay for your business license, you paying off a debt to keep that privilege going. So like when they tell you it's time to like renew your driver's license or your truck driver's license, it's time to pay off the debt for the year that you used the license so that you can deal with it again.
Yep.
So like we look at okay, what are the principles above these inmate laws? You got the books known as the Kabbalion by the three initiates, which were actually three black men in the 1900s. Because they were white, you wouldn't know their names. And the thing about Ancient Future by Wayne B. Chandler, that's the Cliff Notes version to understanding the 7 principles of truth, the 7 principles of Dehuti, mental alchemy, and mental transmutation. So if it says in the first law of mentalism that the universe is mental, okay, how do you create a new reality? You create a new mindset.
Yeah, that's facts.
The vibe of your mindset determines the shape and quality of your reality.
You know what's interesting about that, Bone? If you look at the way the brain waves work or the electronic firing happens, pulse, the electronic pulses in the brain, the stems and all the nerve endings look like the universe when they're functioning.
Right. That's true.
Yep.
I mean, like it said in the Bible, as he think of it in his heart, so is it. That's another one in Proverbs. So they give you the keys to how to deal with this prison on earth through that Bible. But it's like this, you got to read the Bible as a conscious, enlightened, self-knowing being instead of like a drone or a worker. Because there's 3 levels to this. There's the drone worker, there's the alchemist, and then at the 3rd level, there's the sage. Yep. So in order to deal with this, you got to read the book as a self-knowing, enlightened sage. But the thing about the path of the sage, the enlightened one, the mystic, is not a path for the willfully ignorant, undisciplined, dysfunctional, and stupid and delusional. You got to experience this. You got to experience this. Like when I was initiated to the Native American medicine wheel of my Choctaw family, my mom's side of the family, one of the elders, the shamans that initiated me to the medicine wheel, called the Akashic Records the web of life. The Akashic Records, the web of life, is your DNA and RNA, your genetic code. And there are times, I tell you, my friends, I had to go through a certain 1 week to 2 week fast and purify myself to access those Akashic records through some serious, rigorous meditation and fasting.
Wow.
In order for the ancient ones to reveal certain things to me. And then as I grew up on the path, I remember a friend of mine named Toriano had trouble with his ancestor Shango. And then I told him, I consulted the oracle, the Medunetta oracle by the Medunetta Society, Wrong Nephi Men, shout out to him. And when Toriano got word back, he said, Shango told me, man, you need to listen to what Khonshu has to say. And I asked him, who is Khonshu? I said, well, Edward, that's you. In another life, you were Khonshu. And then when I was in the hospital a long time ago, this mysterious brother gave me a double eagle quarter. It's a quarter that has no year on it, and there's one eagle on one side. It's a double tail coin. Eagle on one side, eagle on the other. The double-headed eagle, double-headed hawk, which is the symbol of Khonshu. So it's sort of like the American gods. You got people that don't know that they are walking divinities, like that guy who was the son of Mr. Wednesday in the American Gods. That sort of thing. That's why they do what they do to distract us.
Right.
To distract us from the supreme being, the ultimate reality of which we really are. We melanated people in America are the fallen angels. We are the Nephilim. Because we have forgot the crown of the reality of the cosmos, the ultimate reality of which we are.
100%.
There's an ancient yoga saying in the Upanishads, in truth, who knows God becomes God. The kingdom of God is within you, Luke 17:21. Ye are gods, all you are children of the Most High, Psalms 82, verse 6.
Let me catch up on some of these comments, Bone. All right, so we got a little battle in the comment section. Supplanter. That's not him engaging it though. A cross between Admiral Byrd's North Pole trip and Timothy Alberto's birth book, right? Possibly. Proof space don't exist. Here's the thing about that. I hate when people say that because it's like, yo, prove space don't exist. All right, but on the same token, you can say prove it does exist. You know what I'm saying? People will say, oh, we can see the videos and stuff and pictures, but like, yo, all those pictures and those videos are CGI for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So like, yes, there isn't any solid evidence that it doesn't, but there is, on the same token, there isn't any that says it does. And,
hey, let me make it simple for y'all. When you close your eyes, what do you see?
The blackness.
That's the space that you see. That's the space that you see. The darkness, right there. Case closed. So space does exist.
Not in the sense, I think, not in the sense of what they're talking about. People think it's like, yo, let me go fly out in this vacuum of space real quick and go hit a planet. You know what I mean? Like it ain't. I don't think it's that simple. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, like the thing about the ancient ones were able to transmute themselves into vehicles of pure energy known as Merkabahs. And then I had a discussion with some Kemetic colleagues of mine where they talked about the coroner in the sun. That's a gateway into another universe, another galaxy. But when you see the symbol right here, the Superman symbol, it's the 5 points. The S is the raising of the serpent, the raising of your inner divinity, your serpent power.
Yeah.
So when you master the 5 points, the soul, which is creative force of will, fire, air, earth, and water, within the inner chambers of the pyramid. But remember, you are that pyramid because your inner sanctum is your solar plexus and your capstone is your pineal gland, your third eye.
Word. Let me catch up on some more of these comments, bro. I know you got a lot to say. Hold on. All right, so he says Rome's like Mortal Kombat. Possibly. Why not? Why not, man? Of course. There are no other planets like Earth, and other so-called planets are lights in the sky, no life. Portals to realms that might be those continents on worlds beyond the pole's map. Yo, listen, beyond the pole is a whole nother discussion. That's a whole, we can go there, but not tonight. That's a whole nother discussion. We talking about what's beyond the poles. You know what I mean? We not even getting to that.
I mean, hey, bro, they are not ready to know at their current level of spiritual cosmic maturity. They are not ready.
There is outer space out past Antarctica. There is no upper space. Word. Word. Yeah. People need to see how the UN was created. Stalin, Churchill, Truman, Crimea, Ukraine in 40s. So Hitler's plan is mass as the UN. USA besides USA's idea, by the way, of course.
Yeah.
Shit, the goddamn the naval base in California. What is that? What is it? San Francisco? The naval base in San Francisco is shaped like a swastika. Go
Of
look
course.
at it on go look at it on Google Maps. You can look at it right now. You know, it's not they're not hiding it, it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, it's
What
a
does the
coincidence.
swastika represent? It represents the four elements, and the center of the swastika represents the harmony of it in. We got the four elements, but the center represents the enlightened one.
No, forgive me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, the swastika faced the other way was the symbol for peace, prosperity, and
Yes.
and everything else. But the one when they flip that shit, you see what I'm saying?
Destruction.
Right. So that's what
Destruction.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I gotta look at
Yeah.
it again. The one that's in the naval base is shaped the other way, like the destruction joint.
Yes.
I told you guys about the story about Pokemon cards back in the day. Probably about a
Right.
couple months back, when a Pokemon card had the swastika, because in Japan that symbol means it means peace and prosperity because it's flipped the other way. But you know, when motherfuckers see it, they just see that shape. They don't recognize which way it's facing. So that card actually got banned. And if you have that card, you can get paid a lot of money if you have the American version. But yeah, it just goes to show, you know, symbols are taken and flipped for other purposes.
I mean, when you talk about the movies, right, like Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, they had to deal with a giant walrus and break through a wall of ice to get to Lemuria. And there was a friend of mine named Reg the Bad Guy that showed me a map where it talked about the polar ice surrounding the globe and then the outer earth, where they talk about the islands, Atum and Tar and Osiris. So these deities come from different types of islands outside the ice wall. You know, there's a lot of stuff involved in this. You know, like you got certain government entities that are trying to break through the force field of the ice wall to open up a portal to another realm and everything. And guess who's still of that barrier? The ancient mystery priests, ancient mystics, like the Black Jaguar priest and the priest of Amun Ra, that suffered that portal. Just like in them show The Defenders, featuring Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones and Daredevil. They were trying to break through the dome set up by the Iron Fist to get to the Dragon Bones, so they can like attain the elixir immortality. I mean, they reveal it to you right in front of your face in these movies. You know, real talk. But like you got these folks that don't believe in the seven principles of truth. Guess what? The 13 families, Luciferian and Illuminati, practice those principles every day. They're raised from birth to learn those principles. You know, like I mean, when I was 22 years old, and because I was born in '69, when I was 22 years old in 1991, the first occult book I read was the Kybalion. Talk about the seven principles of mental alchemy and mental transmutation. Those seven principles and understanding of are the foundation of magic, but they're also the foundation of psychiatry and psychotherapy as well.
Yeah.
Because like when you go to see your psychotherapist and you have a hard time doing your thoughts, and say, hey, if you don't want to think about pink Elvis, think about gray Elvis. That's based on the fourth principle, the principle of polarity.
100%. Let me let Wolf interject. Oh, what's up, Wolf, man? You quiet over there, bro?
Oh, I'm just listening, man. Just listening,
Man,
you know.
He over there. I can tell you reading something online. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Oh, I'm always reading, you know. But yeah, just listening. You know, sometimes it's nice to hear other people's perspectives, their ideas, what they found, and you know, you just add it into your own database. So
100%.
just sitting back, relax.
Facts, yeah. All right,
I got another gem to tell you.
Hold that thought. I'm behind on these comments. Hold that thought.
Yes,
I know you got a lot to say.
sir.
I want to hear it, but let me get this out the way.
Yes, sir.
Lab leak or from a meat market, false frames playing wrong with people's minds. Yo, that's crazy. Look at this as hold up. Look at as term gives it to you, yo. Jesus Christ, I can't. Am I tripping or is that hard to read? Look at as the term give it to yo. You to yo space and time. Y'all killing me. Y'all gotta. I can't. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
To your space and time, they're separate. We live in a dimension of time.
Okay,
So what it means, We separately live there in the dimension of time and space. Time and space is the body of the dimensional zones and realms of heavens. You choose the comfort zone. That goes back to mentalism.
Yeah, I agree with that. I believe that too.
You choose the frequency that leads to the dimensional zone that you're dealing with. Each dimension is typified by a frequency, a singularity.
Mm-hmm.
So like I told the people, the group balls in the manosphere. Okay, if you don't want to deal with Keisha, focus on the lady, which is the opposite of Keisha. Keisha is dysfunctional. The lady is a healthy woman, a real woman, right there. Like I told them, change your swag, then you change the manifestation of your game. And you know where I got that from? When you change the energy, you change the manifestation of mass. So I translated to the game with the group. I was saying, well, when you change your combo, you change your flow. Right there.
Word.
So what they don't understand, that the way I'm teaching them game is to lead them to understand the 7 principles of truth from which it comes from. And then like when I want to tell them about the interdimensional realities of things, no, they still want to talk about the women. Every time. That bone, you getting too deep. Okay, but you sick and tired of these messed up women, but you still want to talk about them, right? But I'm giving you the answers, the jewels on how to solve that. That's what sages do. Sages give you the jewels and gems of wisdom and insight to solve the problem.
There it is.
Booyah, Cashapp.
Yeah.
No, go off.
Okay. But those who don't take heed to the wise hurt themselves. It says in the Bible, I love those that love me, those that seek me early that shall find me. And in Greek, who is the seeker of wisdom? The philosopher. Philosopher means in Greek, those who pursue, seek, and love wisdom. But it says in the Bible, those who hate me hated themselves, their own souls, and love death. So this wisdom that we're talking about, that's the occult science, the mystic arts, the mysteries that help you get up out of this, to free your soul from the fetters of the body and the fetters of the earth. Just see it as like a Starfleet Academy, Starfleet. The mystery schools are Starfleet Academy to help you deal with the intergalactic higher dimensions of the gods. But you got to become a god yourself to deal with the elder gods. Why do you think it's called in Mortal Kombat the elder gods? Because guess what? The people in Mortal Kombat were the gods in training.
Word.
Look at Liu Kang.
That's dope. Yeah, that's true. Because they was able to throw fireballs and shit like that. That's true.
And how did Liu Kang have to get to that point? He had to face himself, face his fears, then face his enemy.
Yep. And
I mean, so
says, let me get this out the way. If you people would just understand and realize the truth, we are under a state of martial law occupied by a foreign corporation called the United States 28 United States Code 3002. Yes, indeed. And you know what, man? If the clues are all around, they call themselves other shit because, again, they're trying to get around the Constitution. They said a standing military is dangerous to liberty, right? So that's not the military, it's the police. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, a lot of these motherfuckers got military gear. They got sergeants, colonels, lieutenants. It's the same rankings as the military. Matter of fact, a lot of the guys that leave the military, that go to find work, can easily get police officer jobs. They're good at taking orders. They don't ask questions. They do what they're told. It's the robot mindset that they're looking for. So yes, it is indeed, the police is indeed a military. You know what I'm saying? All of these tribunals and shit like that, disguised as courts, are indeed military. All of this shit is military. 1,000%.
Let's look at that term martial law. That means the law of the warrior, right? So we talk about the law of the warrior. What we're talking about, Bushido, the principles of the way of the warrior, the wisdom, self-control, justice, kindness, courtesy. The wisdom, self-control, justice, courage, kindness, courtesy, honor, loyalty, and truth. What did it say in the movie Excalibur? The most important principle of knighthood is truth, because with a lie, a man murders the world. That was said by Merlin.
Sheesh, that's some heat right there. You said
So-
with a lie, a man murders the world. What?
Yes.
I'm stealing that.
And I first saw that movie Excalibur when I was 12 years old. So I remember when I was growing up, my mom, even though she was a Christian, she was highly enlightened about things. She told me about the time she went to Chinatown in California and saw Chinese guys with tattoos and praying for death. She told me about the stuff. Man, my mom was so street smart. She can spot an undercover cop from 5 miles away.
Word.
And it's like I remember when my mom was up there seeing me reading the Tao Te King and the Book of Leadership and Strategy. And my mom said this. She said, "Son, when are you going to apply this? I'd like to see you apply this and see how it happens in real time." So in other words, she wasn't trying to debate me about the difference between Taoism and Christianity. She was actually challenging me to mature on the path, to mature in the way. Because there was an ancient Taoist saying, you are saved by the way when you apply the way and be the way. What they said in the movie Bruce Almighty, don't seek the miracle, be the miracle. They put the keys and gems all in your face.
All the time,
It's
man.
all in your face, man.
But if you don't know what you're seeing or reading or hearing,
That's right. It all starts with the self. You got to know what's within you to understand this. As above, so below. As within, so without. As on the inside, so is the outside. What did Jesus say? First clean the inside of the cup, then clean the outside of the cup.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't understand the deep stuff inside, how are you going to understand the deep stuff outside? Right there. And what did he say about parables? The reason why I speak to you in parables is because it is on to you to understand the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. Right there, the mystery schools. And where did Jesus have to go when they was trying to kill him? Egypt.
100%. Yep.
Yeah.
Justin Mike says, damn, okay. I didn't know that there was that many people on top of what's going on. It's definitely not what they tell us. All I see is flat plain from here on out from hour 2 as far as anyone can go before get you. And it stops.
Okay.
Jacob Leader. Thanks, bro, and truth. Yes. Do we need to be governed or can we govern ourselves? 100%.
That's what politics is all about, governing yourself, self-governance.
Exactly. 100% you can govern yourself, but let's be honest though. Some of these mofos out here need a foot on their neck. I done seen some crazy. Listen, man. Some of these people out here need a foot on their back. I'm being honest. All right, not us because we are further ahead and a little more advanced and evolved mentally. But some of these motherfuckers, they need a foot on their back, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of these police out here beating the shit out of people. They there for a reason, and I hate to say it, but like, yo, every action has a equal or greater reaction. You know what I'm saying? So people that's out here moving and grooving sideways, the reason why the situation is like it is because one, partly because of those motherfuckers, and two, because of us not making sure that we learn what we need to learn in order to make sure we go and move how we need to move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I 100% believe you can self-govern, to a certain degree. We're dealing with the public, and aside from, going to get yourself a cabin or something like that and moving in the woods, hunting and stuff, like planting your own vegetables and fruits and all that, there's going to be a certain amount of self-governance you need to exercise over yourself here. But again, I still go back to say, not everybody can self-govern, man.
What's the saying in the scripture?
We heard the story about people getting the passport card and doing all kinds of shit I ain't even going to mention.
Yeah.
Out there acting a fool, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like it said in the scripture, he that ruleth himself is better than he that conquered the city. And then, like the Buddha said, self-mastery is the greatest victory.
Yeah. 100%.
And guess what? The police officers know who's enlightened and who's not. They know who the enlightened ones are, because I was up there wondering why I never had much trouble with the police officers. and then they see that light coming in from me. Like one police officer asked me the other day and said, "Well, sir, what do you do to keep in shape?" And sir, what's that you got in your shopping bag from Natural Grocers? I got some peppermint tea bags, some green tea bags, some alfalfa tea bags. And then the police officer asked me, "Okay, what's alfalfa for?" Well, that's good for your blood sugar. You know, it's a superfood. You know, high in vitamin B. And guess what? The police officer said, "Well, thank you, sir, for giving me some advice on health."
Yep. There you go.
That's how it starts.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
Cinnamon's
just,
also
he
real
just asked
good
me
too.
a simple question, a friendly question. But then these stupid Negroes, man, go overreact and everything. I said, man, come on. There's some nice white cops out there. But then I feel sorry for the nice white cops when they got to deal with the stupid Negroes. It doesn't make no sense. And then how the nice Negroes got to deal with the mentally emotionally imbalanced cops. It's a trip, man.
It's a trip, man. Jacob
Yeah.
says all military, including you by assumption. I got a note on that.
Yes.
Or they're refugee or prisoner of war, or they're citizen of the corporation. Again, the frequency, I guess the frequency you and your state figure it out is essential. Check this out, yo. If you look at your passport card, right, the word USA is literally on your passport card twice. One time is U.S.A, right? Another
Mm-hmm.
time is USA altogether. If you look at I was reading the information about how to get the diplomatic passport, and I was reading the definitions for the application itself. One of the definitions under United States Army said United States Army or USA abbreviated. So I'm like, yo, what if that's a situation where they literally putting USA and the United States Army on the passport card and on the passport to let you know that the military jurisdiction places the legal fiction in the military, which basically puts you on the Maritime Admiralty Jurisdiction Court. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? That was one of my thoughts. I'm actually about to look at my card right now. I'm gonna tell you exactly where it says it at too.
Because
It says it under
the
if
first
you look
judges were admirals.
if
The
you look
first
at where
magistrates were admirals.
it says
Yes.
nationality. When you look at where it says nationality, it says
Yeah.
USA, and then when it says
Mm-hmm.
place of birth, it says U.S.A. So
Right.
there's definitely a difference there, and it's right in front of your face.
And you know that's a corporate code. That's a corporate notary. That's a
Right,
corporate code.
100%. Yep.
So when you have that passport, that shows that you're a corporate asset being loaned to another corporation, another country. You're a loaned out asset when you have that passport. So in other words, when you travel to Italy, the United States Incorporated says, okay, Italy Incorporated, you can borrow this asset known as Edward Bailey for a while. Yeah. So when you have passport, you are traveling loan. You're a loaned asset.
Check this out right here, yo. And this is
Yes.
just on regular Google. So this is going to be a little bit of information for you. All right. So look, the United States Army. It says now this is just Google, but I looked actually on the website looking into the diplomatic passport and some of the definitions. I can't remember what form it was. I'm pretty sure I downloaded. I got to find it in my database. But it says the United States Army, and it says USA is the land service branch of the United States Armed Forces. It is one of the 8th U.S. Uniformed Services and designated as the Army as the United States is in the Constitution. So it's got the abbreviation right there. And then some of the other government forms that you look at have it there. Then it says the projected end strength for the regular Army, and then it says, comma, USA was 480,893 soldiers. And then it says Army National Guard, which abbreviation is ARNG. You see what I'm saying? Then it says U.S. Army Reserve, USAR. But the abbreviation for USA is United States Army. So in a lot of them documents where you see USA written out like that, you see what I
U.S.
mean?
United States Army, yes.
I'm thinking they might be telling you right there, yeah, Admiralty jurisdiction. This is why you go to a military tribunal for speeding. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's again, it's assumptions. in presumptions. You know what I'm saying? If you don't rebut the assumption presumptions, you are under those statutes, codes, and regulations because those are all admirable.
And when you look at that word Pentagon, right? The 5 branches of the military is what? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, intelligence.
Word.
That's the fifth part of the military, intelligence.
Yeah.
And what are the 3 branches of intelligence? The CIA, the DIA, and the NSA. Those 3.
1000%.
Yes. And then there's a form of mathematics. The branch of mathematics that deals with intelligence is analysis. Who's the famous character in the Huff of Red October? An analyst known as Jack Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
He mathematically figured out who that general was because he met him at a Russian embassy in New York. Oh yeah, I know this dude. He's going to defense. Yeah, I know.
I gotta watch that movie again. I need to watch that movie. I actually like that movie. I was weird when I was a kid. I don't know why I like that shit as a kid.
And like what was the other ones? Patriot Games and Clear and Present Danger.
Yes, sir.
Clear and Present Danger is where the president broke the laws of the Constitution. The president called Jack Brown and said, well, we should keep a calm head. We shouldn't lose control. He said, sir, you did. You did by breaking the Constitution because you're using a certain military force without the approval of Congress to get revenge for a friend of yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why they let their special forces to die to cover up their mistake.
Yeah, that's treason.
Yeah.
100%. Well, listen, man, it is we are creeping up on almost 2.5 hours. I got to get ready to hit the sack, so we're gonna wrap it up, man. We're gonna be back again this Sunday coming up. We're gonna do some shorts. I might even pop in on if Wolf or somebody decides to go live. I might even pop in on their channel this week. I'm gonna try to get Fearless Floyd to come on here too next Sunday. I haven't seen him in a while.
Hey, Fearless Floyd talked about a certain meeting they're gonna have in November at the State House about getting rid of that law allowing slavery in Texas. He talked about that.
Oh shit!
Don't give a vote. Yeah.
Hey, when y'all set that up, man, let me know, man, because I'm trying to go to Texas anyway this year. So fucking let me know.
Hey, guess what? I'm in Dallas, even though I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, the home of Bill Clinton. And I took a picture with the Governor Bill Clinton when I was 18 years old at Arkansas Governor School.
Oh, yeah. You told me. I think you told us about that joint. Yeah. The Clintons.
Well, the thing about him, he's connected to the Rockefellers through guess who? J. William Fulbright, a guy that supported segregation back in the day in the 50s and 60s. And guess what? J. William Fulbright was Clinton's mentor since he was in private school. That's how he was introduced to the Rockefellers.
Hey,
so yes.
Hey, we got a troll in here, bro. What's up with the admin at, man? We got a rebel scum goddamn soldier. What is a stormtrooper soldier missing the mark as usual, firing all over the place. He can't hit his target for shit. Hey man, all haters are welcome too, man. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about when you meet people like Clinton who are connected to Lucifer and Illuminati, and when you are a bright person and enlightened person, they ain't gonna mess with you because y'all have a similar understanding. What does Luciferian mean? The light bearer. What does Illuminati mean? Enlightened. Those who are enlightened by the truth. And so, I mean, what's the point?
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing is, it's not about friends and enemies. It's about balance, harmony, and oneness.
Yeah.
That's what I tell them. Like, as much truth and honesty and good vibes as we put out, there's going to have to be haters that get on the channel and talk shit. Because everything has to be balanced.
There's going to be the comic relief.
Yeah,
there's going to be the comic relief, man.
There you go, 100%. But yeah, 100% facts, man. So look, I'm gonna go ahead and hand you the floor, Mac, man. Go ahead and drop some words for people to use during the week in order to guide them through, man.
I mean, it's like here's something to guide you through the week. Whenever you want to go somewhere, be the location and the destination that you seek, and you will already be there. Be that destination.
I'm about to say, man, yeah. Okay, that's solid.
Yes.
No doubt, man. Wolf, it's on you, man.
So to everybody out there, know thyself and seek light and knowledge and wisdom. Take care of yourselves. Don't give up. No matter what you're facing, there is a remedy. There is a way. You just have to find it. So trust yourself, trust the creator, trust energy, trust and believe, to back off what Mac Bones is talking about. Believe you're already there. Believe you've already accepted. Accept, tell the universe, I accept, being wealthy, healthy, and it shall be. All right. Because if you are allowing the darkness, negativity of your own mind and that which is out there plaguing us every day, if you allow it to entertain you, to come into you, then it will control you. And that's one of the biggest things they want you to do, is to give them your power, because you are creators. You've got creator energy within you. And if you allow them to lead the horse, they're going to take you where they want to, and they're going to feed off of you. So be the light, shake off the darkness, have it in the balance. You must have balance even within yourself, one dark. So guide yourselves well, take care of each other, and don't give up, and make it happen, Captain.
That's right.
No doubt, 100%, man. And you already know what it is, man. It is 864 National Born Natural. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's a great show, man. Mac Boone's got on here and taught us a thing or two. Wolf got on here, man. It was just a 100% learning session out here. So thank you guys for tuning in. We will be live again.
Wolf, when you gonna go live again? Because I like to be on your panel too. I mean, when you gonna go live again?
Yeah, might be, if not this week, next week.
Okay. And what's the name of your channel, Bad Wolf?
This is James C. Lovett.
James C. Lovett, that's the name of your channel?
Yeah.
And that's Lovett with 2 T's, right?
Yep.
Okay, J.C. Lovett, right?
James C. Lovett.
James C. Lovett. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I will. James Lovett on there, but he does like airplanes or something crazy. So
okay, I will definitely subscribe to you, man. Definitely.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, we'll get you on.
Yes.
No doubt.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
Yep. Meanwhile, I'll holler at you later. Peace.
Yes, sir. All right.